Hey everyone, I'm Go-Getter Michelle, and this is the Go-Getter Gal Show. Priority! I'm just really excited today. I'm excited about priorities, priority versus priorities, and to talk about all the things before we dive into goal planning. So to back it up a little bit, before I really talk about priorities, the reason why I'm doing this video before I'm doing a video on goal planning is because I had a little bit of a breakthrough it's probably like 2 or 3 months ago at this point, about prioritizing things in my life before I jump into goal planning. So if you haven't watched the video, What is a Go-Getter? In that video, I talk about what a true go-getter is and how they're not only focused on their career, but various areas of their life. So that includes your health, your career, your finances, your home, your relationships, a more holistic approach so you're not burnt out in just one area of your life. And so when it comes to goal planning, I've focused on various areas of my life too, because I don't want to only achieve things in one section of my life and just leave all the other categories per se, just leave them hanging. And so what I would do when I was goal planning is set goals. Well, I won't go into the details, but I'd set goals in all of those different areas. And I began to realize that based on different seasons of my life, sometimes it was just unattainable to achieve goals in every single section or area of my life. And so I took a step back, and instead of trying to prioritize every single goal that I set in every area of my life after I made them, I would prioritize the areas first and set the goals in not every single area. It almost pains me to say that, but not setting goals in every single section of my life and just picking a few. I think the magic number is 3, but it really depends on the season that you are in life. And so that's what I want to talk about today. I want to talk about prioritizing and why I believe you should do it before you set goals, and also how you should prioritize. So today I'm going to be walking you through a section in my Bloom Daily Planner. Not sponsored, but I'd love to be. I love this Bloom Vision Planner. This is the 2nd year that I've had this planner. If you couldn't tell, also, I love blue and white. And one of the things I love about this planner is that it has specific sections for vision planning and goal planning for your life, and specifically goal planning each month. So let's take a look at September, because that will be blank. So it has a nice little quote at the front of the month. Be the energy you want to attract. Good vibes, high intensity. I totally agree with that. And then on the other side, it has different sections for where you want to put your goals. So the different areas of your life, which I love. I think this is a much healthier way to look at your life rather than just saying, how am I going to up level next to my job, or how am I going to make more money? This takes a lot of other factors into account, a holistic go-getter type of view. I love to see it. So the different sections they have in the planner are personal growth, relationships, health and fitness, family and home, work/school, finances, fun and adventure, and they also have 2 blank categories. I really like the way that this is laid out, and like I said, I used to make a goal in every single category. And the reason why I don't do that anymore is because at this current stage in my life, I think it's a little bit unrealistic. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm all about dreaming big and trying to achieve all the goals and all the things, but I think it's better to do a few things well than to do a lot of things but not do them that great. So I want to back up a little bit to the word priority. Priority! I was listening to a Hillary Rushford podcast, and she was talking about how the word priority is singular, and it's not even technically was supposed to be made plural into priorities, but in the American culture, of course, we have multiple priorities and multiple things that we want to do. So a priority is supposed to be the most important thing. And I think really assessing what your top priority, or really your top few priorities are, comes down to thinking about your values. So if you haven't watched my video about discovering your purpose or your why, check that out. I'll link it up here and in the description below, because in that video, I ask you all to think about some questions of what your values are and kind of what you want out of life, because you have to take a little bit of time, a little bit of delayed gratification and planning to sit down and think about those things. And then you have an idea of what you want to prioritize in your life. If you're totally out of sorts with what you even value, you might not know what to prioritize. Two things I would recommend prioritizing, though, are your health and your finances. Regardless of what else you have going on in your life, what personal growth goals you have, or what you want to achieve in your career, if you are not taking care of your health and your finances are totally out of whack, you're going to have a lot more stress and hardship in your life on both accounts. Now, this does not mean that you have to lose 15 pounds, and it does not mean you have to be super wealthy. But getting your health and finances under control just generally will really help you live out your life in a much better way to achieve all your other goals. You'll feel a lot better if you move your body a couple times a week and eat whole and healthy foods. And money is often a cause of stress within relationships and just for individuals personally. And if you haven't ever taken a look into doing a budget or really looked at where you stand on maybe any outstanding debt, I think those are two really good places to start. That's not to say that you have to totally neglect other goals that you have, but I personally would make both of those a priority before moving on to what you want to accomplish in many other areas of your life. Again, I'm not saying you have to lose a ton of weight or be in fitness competitions to take care of your health a little bit, or that you have to be totally debt-free or super wealthy to completely take control of your finances. Just kind of take an audit of both of those areas of your life and think about prioritizing them so you can better serve in other areas of your life. And maybe you already have those two things down pat, and that's great. That's one of the reasons why I like to talk about prioritizing, because from personal experience, I found it easier to achieve goals when something else in my life that once was a goal is now almost autopilot. A good example of this for me personally is it's pretty easy for me to wake up and work out in the morning. I know I'm very blessed in that regard. I have a lot more energy in the morning than I do at night. I'm certainly not a night owl, but now that's almost automatic pilot for me. So adding on something in the morning like quiet time isn't as difficult, because that's a new goal for me to change my morning routine. Whereas when I wasn't working out earlier this year because my work was much busier, adding on the quiet time and prayer time and working out all at the same time was a little bit overwhelming. But now that one of those components is essentially checked off, that goal is achieved because now it's a habit and routine in my life. It's a lot easier to add something else in. So this is why I suggest choosing 3 broad-based areas. You can have more than just 3 goals, but 3 broad-based areas where you want to start making your goals. And next week, I'll do a video about how to make those goals, or how I personally make goals. But today, I just want you to take a step back and think about what you value, what you want to make a priority in your life, and what you need to clean up, essentially, and get things in order first so you can achieve goals in other areas. And I think it's admirable that people try and do it all. And I completely support having goals in various areas of your life. And eventually, I think I will get back to having goals in all of the different sections of the planner. But in different seasons of your life, sometimes you have to cut back in some areas and ramp it up in other areas. For example, starting my blog and YouTube channel has taken a lot more time. And so that's a bigger goal in my life right now than maybe the fun and adventure section, especially since a lot of things are closed down right now. I think a lot of us try and do it all, but we can't do everything. So this is just a reminder to be picky about your priorities in life so you can fulfill your commitments to the fullest, and to do them very well instead of kind of half-heartedly for a lot of different things. Once some of your goals turn into habits and it's easier to accomplish them month after month, then it will be easier to add on another goal, maybe in another category. But if you're starting from scratch, I suggest breaking it down to a smaller number of priorities and a smaller number of goals, because achieving those goals and achieving them well will give you more momentum to add on different sections later. I'd love to know what areas of your life you guys are making a priority, so please let me know in the comments what your top 3 priorities are right now in this season, or head over to Instagram at GoGetterMichelle and let me know there. If you think prioritizing is important, like this video, be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any new videos, and I'll see you all next week. Bye!